Ini semua teman-teman ini ya hospitality semua ya? Tim yang ada di sini.
Iya.
Oh sayang kita nggak sempat ketemu ya. Ini tim saya padahal. Sehat-sehat semua, Rek.
Aduh.
Alhamdulillah.
Bu.
Kama ini mau di accept sekarang atau enggak? Udah jam.
Oh iya, boleh mulai di ya.
Good evening and a good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the ITAS Global Engagement Airlines.
We humbly present Global Unity Fair with the theme of World Tour, where all of you will explore diverse cultures around the world.
Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Ori.
And my name
And
is
we are
Ken.
here as your masters of ceremony for today's exciting event. We are very honored to be welcoming all of you in ITAS GE Global Unity Fair, a 2-day webinar series where friends from all over the world will get to share their culture with us.
This program is, of course, to promote international unity and understanding. We not only have many students from all over Indonesia.
To our friends from Indonesia, can you please give us your reaction, like what I'm doing, so that I can see you in the participants' view? Hi, everyone.
But also from the Philippines. Hello, friends from the Philippines. Please give us a reaction.
Okay. And I even saw that there are some friends from Mexico and Malaysia. I think I saw Aina. I think she was from Malaysia. Hi, guys. Please give us your reactions so that I can see you.
Wow, even the list of participants today is very diverse.
That's true. Amazing, right? We are very, very happy to have all of you here. Now, before we move on to the series of agenda, allow me to read you the rundown for the day one of Global Unity Fair. After this, there will be an opening speech from the Honorable Associate Professor Octavianti Dwi Wahyurini, STMF Art PhD. And next, there will be the culture courses, starting from the Philippines, followed by a batik tulis session, and then culture course on Myanmar, and last but definitely not least, culture of Bangladesh.
Yes, that's right. But first and foremost, allow us to read the rules for today's event. Number one, adjust your display name to the format country_name. Number two, remain muted. You may only unmute if the MC or speakers allow you to do so. Number three, during the question and answer session on each culture, participants may raise their hands directly or send the question through the chat room. Number four, participants are encouraged to use the virtual background provided by the committee through the email sent. Number five, participants are required to fill in both the attendance and feedback form in order to be able to claim stamp for it for ITS students and e-certificate for non-ITS students. That is it for today's rules.
Yes, thank you, Chen. And also, we want to remind all participants to fill in the attendance form for day one of Global Unity Fair through the link that will be sent in the chat room.
So, I hope everyone is ready to explore and be amazed with the cultures lined up for today. As mentioned previously, without further ado, allow us to invite Associate Professor Octavianti Dwi Wayurini, STM Abdesart PhD, as the Senior Manager of ITS Global Engagement Office on Promotion and Mobility, to give her welcoming speech and to officially open today's event. To the Honorable Ibu Oyin, time is yours.
Thank you so much, Jen and Ori, to open this wonderful program. So, to the honorable presenter and participants from Philippines, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Mexico, Spain, and Indonesia, and also to all ladies and gentlemen, good evening from Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is a great honor for me to be here to open the Global Unity Fair 2020. I hope everyone is in good and healthy condition in the middle of this pandemic situation. Our university, commonly known as Institut Teknologi 10 November ITS, is one of the Indonesia's leading institutes that focuses on science and technology. Located in Sukolilo, Surabaya, Indonesia, ITS consists of 7 faculties and 38 departments with more than 20,000 actively enrolled students. Since 2012, ITS through ITS Global Engagement have been active to create many opportunities for students from all over the world through ITS programs. ITS also playing an active role to overcome this pandemic situation, not only focusing on developing science and technology, but we also want everyone to still get to know each other, to still get to know each other's culture during this pandemic. Global Unity Fair 2020 by ITS Global Engagement is a webinar for people around the world to bring new insights from several cultures in their country. In this program, we have presenters from the Philippines, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Mexico, and Spain to share their spectacular culture to all of us. Not only that, but Indonesia also takes part of sharing our culture in this program. I am hopeful that everyone can find exciting cross-cultural experiences through this International Culture and Education webinar series. Lastly, I hope you have a very enjoyable, fruitful, and informative webinar today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Oyen, for the wonderful and meaningful speech. Just like what Ibu Oyen said earlier, I hope everyone here will be able to learn, but also to have fun about the different cultures. So, let's travel around the world with us. Ready, steady, fly!
Yes, that's correct. Chen, what about now? What's next?
Well, I think we shouldn't prolong any longer because I'm sure the participants here cannot wait for the upcoming culture sessions.
Yes, I think so too. Well, without further ado, may I call on to our friends from the Philippines. We have Paulo together with Katrina to share with us their culture. Hello, Paulo and Katrina. Can you hear me?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Katrina. Hello.
Hello.
Paulo? Is Paulo here?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Well, welcome to Paula and Katrina. We are very, very glad to have you here to be sharing a topic called Let's Talk About Philippines. So, are you ready, Paula and Katrina?
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
we are.
Wow,
Nice. That's
that's
great.
great to hear. I can't wait to know more. Well,
Well,
Okay.
then,
then, to Paulo and Katrina from the Philippines, time is yours.
Okay. So
Okay.
thank you very much. So again, I, okay. There you go. So again, I'm Katrina Grace Reyes. I'm a licensed teacher and a farmer development worker. And here with me is my co-speaker, Paolo. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Paulo Ives Silos. I am a doctor of philosophy in sorry. I'm a doctor of philosophy student at the University of the Philippines.
Okay, so today, our dear friends, we are going to have to present to you our talk. We kind of put a title on it. It's "Seeing the Pearl of the Orient Seas: A Discussion on History, Geography, Administration, Language, and Culture of the Philippines." Okay, so let me start with the history. Okay, so here, this is about the pre-colonialism period of in the Philippines. So ancient Filipinos live in a balangay, now known as barangay, which is a small unit of community composed of 100 families. It is governed by Araha or Lakan, with Datu as its chief or monarch in the Visayas and Mindanao regions. While those in Visayas and Mindanao had Islam as their religion, there's also a widespread animistic belief among ethnic groups, which means they believe that the world is inhabited by spirits and supernatural entities. Hence, Babaylan, um, Babaylan, or the local shamans existed. So they were the female indigenous Filipino religious leader in each ethnic group. Next, please. So then came the Spaniards during their expeditions, whose main goals were the three G's. So the first G is God, to spread Christianity to whichever they will colonize. Second is gold, to gather treasures outside Europe. And third is glory, to have more countries to colonize. They ruled Philippines for 333 years, erasing the identities of ancient Filipinos. So when Filipinos had enough of Spanish regime, they revolted and they were helped by Americans from the Spanish colonizers. with Philippines as a country that they set foot on, it opened commercial opportunities for Americans in Asia. However, the American rule was interrupted by the invasion of the Japanese in the Philippines, 10 hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor. So the Japanese seized the Philippines starting from 1941. But both Filipino rebels and American soldiers successfully drove the Japanese colonizers away in 1946. So after the transition government, since then, Philippines gained its full independence up to the present time. So next, please. So other highlights of Philippine history are the declaration of martial law from 1972 to 1986 by former President Ferdinand Marcos, which resulted to a peaceful revolution called EDSA People Power Revolution, as triggered by the assassination of the late Senator Ninoy Aquino. So next, please. And this is okay, so this is the EDSA revolution that I talked about, and this is the senator that was assassinated at our Manila International Airport, or now known as Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Okay, next please. So after 15 years, there's another peaceful revolution which happened um, in EDSA again. So this is EDSA DOS, wherein it was a political protest from January 17 to 20, 2001, that peacefully overthrew the government of Joseph Estrada, the 13th president of the Philippines. So the issue there during that time was the alleged corruption of the former president, Joseph Estrada. Next, please. So lastly, for the history part, so there were devastating typhoons that hit the Philippines, and it made international news because of how of the devastation that they left us. So the first was back in 2009. It's Typhoon Ondoy or Quetzana, which devastated NCR, Central and Southern Luzon. And then the second one was Typhoon Yolanda or Typhoon Haiyan. It's like a hurricane that struck various provinces in in the Visayas region. And then the third biggest typhoon that we have was just this year. Um, it's known as Typhoon Quinta here, or Molave as its international name. So it left Bicol region, Mindoro Island, parts of Luzon, and eastern Visayas really devastated. And and there's an overlapping typhoon called Typhoon Rolly or Typhoon Goni. It's also struck Bicol. So while there was Typhoon Quinta, there was also Typhoon Rolly in within Bicol region and also in the southern Luzon. And the last one was just last month. It's Typhoon Ulysses. It's region 2. It struck region 2 and the various parts of Luzon. So the typhoons were kind of made the international really made the international news because the typhoons evolved from just really from rainy season up to devastating hurricanes or tropical cyclones. Okay, so that's it for my part. Now, let me turn over to Paolo.
Yes, thank you, Katrina. So today I will introduce geography and Philippine flora and fauna. So, the official name of our country is the Republic of the Philippines. As the name suggests, we're a form of a republic, and the capital is Manila. So the population is 105 million, and official language is Filipino, which is loosely based on the Tagalog language. And of course, English being affected by the Americans. So our currency is Philippine peso, and the area is about 300 square kilometers. Next. So the Philippines is divided into three main island groups, which are Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Of the three, Luzon and Mindanao is a big chunk of island as seen in the map. However, Visayas and at the middle part is actually a sub-archipelago. It's a sub-archipelago. So the Philippines comprises about 7,641 islands. So this is actually the most current data from the Philippine government because they keep on seeing or discovering new islands every month. So when I was young, uh, the number was actually just 7,100 and now it's 7,641. So I hope they could see and discover more islands so so we can see new beaches and discover new cultures maybe. So the fifth largest island country is the Philippines, wherein the 11 largest islands contain 95% of the total land area. Meaning, 95% of the land area is you can I mean from those 11 large islands, you can almost see 95% of the residents of the Philippines. And the largest of these islands, again, is Luzon at about 105,000 square kilometers. And the next one is Mindanao at about 95,000 square kilometers. So the archipelago is around 800 kilometers from mainland Asia and situated between Taiwan, the north, and Borneo, south. Next one is the type of seasons in the Philippines. So as you can see, the country is divided into 4 classifications, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each classification experience a different kind of general climate for certain months, such as for dry season and wet season. So since the Philippines actually has 2 seasons, dry and wet. So unfortunately, because of global warming and climate change, this isn't usually the common or the norm right now. However, being Filipino, so we are resilient. And yeah, so the next, so the Philippine flora and fauna. Flora meaning the plant species and fauna being the animals. So today I will discuss 3 unique animals and plants from the Philippines. So the first one is tarsier. So I know that uh, there are cousins of tarsiers that can be found in Malaysia and Indonesia, but this specific tarsier, the Tarsius sericta, is known locally as the maumag in the Cebuano language and the mamag in the Tagalog language. So this animal is found in the southeastern part of the archipelago, particularly in the islands of Bohol, Samar, Leyte, and Mindanao. So this is actually one of the areas, this is actually one of the highly protected animals in the country. So smuggling, selling of it is very, very prohibited and punishable by Philippine law. The next one is the buwaya or the Philippine crocodile. So this is one of 2 species of crocodiles that can be seen in the Philippines. Larger one is a saltwater crocodile and is considered to be the most severely threatened crocodile species in the world. So just a trivia, in the Philippines, we call corrupt government officials as buwaya or crocodile. So the next one is the Philippine eagle. So the Philippine eagle, also known as the monkey-eating eagle or great Philippine eagle, is an endangered species of eagle which is endemic to forests in the Philippines, meaning it can only be seen in the Philippines. So it is actually bigger than the American eagle. So it has brown and white colored plumage, a shaggy crest, and generally measures 86 to 102 centimeters in length and weighs about 4 to 8 kilograms. Or I mean, this is for an adult weight. So it is largest of the extant eagles in the world in terms of the length and wing surface, and it is actually the national bird of the Philippines. Killing a Philippine eagle is punishable under Philippine law by up to 12 years in prison and heavy fines. So it's actually one of the highly conservated animals in the Philippines. So actually, the Philippine government sent a pair of eagles to the Singapore Zoo as a form of conservation effort to at least ensure that the species will strive whatever happens. So the next one, we're gonna talk about the plants. So anahaw or fan palm is the national leaf of the Philippines. So it is a tropical palm known for its round shape leaves that can be used to fan yourself during hot days. So yes, you can dry it and make it a fan. Or like this one, the Tagalogs, it is an ethnic group in the Philippines, mainly found in the southern Luzon area in the Metro Manila. So the Tagalogs of Quezon province use it to wrap their brown and delicious tikoy. This is a type of a rice cake. So as you can see in the bottom picture. So it is one of the most famous delicacies of the Philippines. So the next one is the national flower of the Philippines. So sampagita, a plant grows up to half meters to 3 meters in height and is widely cultivated for its attractive and sweetly fragrant flower. So uh, I'm not 100% sure if this is the exact translation of jasmine, but the flowers may be used as a fragrant ingredient in perfumes and jasmine tea. Furthermore, the flowers are made into necklaces, as you can see in the bottom picture, that are usually placed on Catholic saints and figures in churches or at home. So because of its white and fragrant feature, it is seen as an offering to to well Catholic figures. So I can compare this to this to the people of Thailand. So usually they offer flowers to the Buddha. So we do the same in the Philippines, primarily in the Catholic community. So the next one is the waling waling. So this beautiful orchid is known as the queen of Philippine flowers. As you can see, it is a very beautiful orchid, and it is worshipped as a diwata by the indigenous Bagobo tribe in southern Philippines. So what is a diwata? So a diwata is a mythological deity or goddess in the Philippines. So diwatas are known to protect uh, communities, the forests, rivers, falls, uh, and even rice fields. So that is one of the pre-Spanish beliefs of the Philippines. It is found on the trunks of the Perohor trees at elevations below 500 meters. So meaning they cling on large sturdy trees, and it is rare in nature. But because of its beauty, it is actually being cultivated by different entrepreneurs. A form also of conserving it. So the next one is the administrative divisions of the Philippines. So let's talk about how we handle our daily life and governance in the Philippines. So there are three branches of the Philippine government: the legislative, the elective, and the judicial. They are co-equal branches of government empowered by the Philippine Constitution. So the legislative has two chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives, and the president he is both the head of the government and the head of the state, and the judicial is headed by the Supreme Court. The next one. So other than the three co-equal branches of government, we also have five constitutional commissions or offices, which actually empowers check and balances in the Philippines, specifically in the governance to ensure that there is protection of people and their rights. So this includes the Civil Service Commission, Commission on Elections, Commission on Audit, Office of the Ombudsman, which is actually the state prosecutors, and Commission on Human Rights. So the next one, so the President of the Philippines actually oversees the governance of local government units. So local government units can be autonomous region, we have one, provinces, we have 81 of them, and cities which can be independent or component of another province. All of which has the smallest local government unit, which is we call the barangay. The barangay is there's no specific translation of barangay, but it can be a village where they have the same mindset, they have the same beliefs, and they call it a barangay. So the next one So again, that in the administration of the Philippines, there are actually 17 regions, 81 provinces, and 146 cities. Most of these cities are classified as okay. So these cities is where the city centers are. It is where the seat of government usually is. It is where the commerce center is, and the total number of barangays in the Philippines is 42,046. So the next one. So I just introduced 3 of the 17 regions in the Philippines. So I chose these 3 because of their significance in terms of governance and history. So the first one is the National Capital Region or Metro Manila. So remember that the capital of the Philippines is Manila, the city, specifically the city of Manila. So as you can see here, Metro Manila includes the city of Manila, the color green one. So Metro Manila is composed of 16 other cities and 1 municipality. So it is 619.57 square kilometers, almost the size of Singapore, and the 9th most populous metropolitan area in Asia and the 5th most populous urban area in the world. So I just included here the city where I and Katrina are residing. I reside in Muntinlupa City and Katrina resides in Quezon City. Quezon City is actually the former capital of the Philippines. So the next one, here I'll introduce some of the places in Metro Manila. So Intramuros, it is a special place because it used to be the seat of government during the Spanish period, just like what Kota Toa is with Indonesia. It's like Kota Toa was the former Dutch capital. So it is the historic center and oldest district of Manila, and it translates to within the walls, Intramuros. So you can actually visit it now, and you can see the old Spanish influence structures, buildings, and homes. The next one, so of course, we have the city centers or central business districts in the Metro Manila, which are accessible through the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, such as the Bonifacio Global City, Ortigas Center, Makati Central Business District, and the City of Manila. So the next one is the Cordillera Administrative Region, which is the only landlocked region in the insular country and the least populous region in the Philippines. It is the regional center of which is Baguio City, and it is home to ethnic tribes commonly referred to as the Igorot people. So, as you can see, their culture is somewhat very different from the Tagalogs of Luzon. So, example would be this man from Tinglayan in Kalinga province, vested in traditional garb, holding a handcraft weapon first produced during the World War II as a weapon, of course. And this woman is from Bontoc in Mountain province with a snake skeleton in her hair. So, in their belief, skeletons serve as a charm against the lightning because Cordillera is located in high elevation, meaning it is not unusual to be stricken by lightning. So the next one is the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, simply called Bangsamoro. Bangsa meaning land, Moro meaning the Spanish term referring to Muslims. It is an autonomous region located in the southern Philippines, and it was the establishment of Bangsamoro was the culmination of several years of peace talks between the Philippine government and the several autonomous groups, in particular the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. So a picture shows the map of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Area, and and a picture of President Rodrigo Duterte sounding the agong during the inauguration of the Bangsamoro in last year. So he's joined by Chief Minister Murad Ibrahim. So relative to the main governance of the Philippines, so we have I told you that there is 2 chambers of legislative, the Senate and the House of Representatives. Well, in the Bangsamoro is actually a parliament similar to that of the United Kingdom. So here's some of the features of the Bangsamoro people. The Tausug dancers in traditional attire. I believe they their culture is similar to that of the people from the culture of the Indonesians and Malaysians. And a picture of the Bangsamoro Parliament. And of course, to ensure that there is growth, there is a center of different areas in the Bangsamoro, such as for commerce, history, education, agriculture. And another picture is that of the Sari Manok. It is a legendary bird of the Maranao people. So the Maranao people are related to the Melanao people of Kalimantan. Thank you.
Hi, Katrina.
Okay, yes, next please. Yes, there you go. Thank you very much. So now I will talk about language and culture. Next please. So the language in the Philippines, we call it Wika. Our national language is Filipino. So the medium of instruction in schools are English and Filipino. So the number of languages spoken is 120 to 187, but actually in our formal education, we have only we have bilingual curriculum. So we use really just English and Filipino, but now we also integrated mother tongue. So for each regions, we teach the different local languages. Okay, so we also have eight major languages. So these are the languages that have the most number of speakers in the Philippines. So these are Bicol, Cebuano, Hiligaynon or Ilonggo, Ilocano, Kapampangan, Pangasinan, Tagalog, and Waray. Next, please. So religion in the Philippines is predominantly Catholic. That's 80.6%, and then followed by Protestant Christianity, that is 8.2%. We also have Muslim brothers and sisters here in the Philippines. They comprise 5.6% of the population, and other Christians like Aglipayan, Iglesia ni Cristo or INC, Orthodox Church, that they comprise 3.4% of the population. And then we also have other religions because we have foreign settlers here like the Indians or the Turkish or the Chinese. So that they comprise 1.9%. Most probably these religions are Confucianism, Buddhism, and Hinduism, and so on. And we also have tribal religions which are present until this time. So these are the religions that are being practiced by our indigenous ethnic groups or indigenous peoples. So that's 0.2%. And we also have agnostics or those without any religion, and that's only 0.1%. Okay, thank you. Next, please. So we also have Philippine folk dances or sayaw. We have rural dance, which show the everyday life of Filipino peoples in the barrios or in the towns. We also have tribal dances that show the identity of the native Filipinos. And we also have Muslim dances, which show mysticism, royalty, and beauty as shown in their costumes and music. So we still have other folk dances, and these are just the three fir- first three types of folk dances. Next, please. So we also have a variety of music in the Philippines or musika. The one of the ancient music, one of the music of the ancient Filipinos is gong music or kulintang. And then we also have harana as influenced by the Spaniards. And on the later part of Philippine independence, we were introduced to popular music. So we also have our own version of original pop music or OPM pop. Next, please. For Filipino clothing, Parrot Saya is the early Filipinas everyday attire. And then we also have the American suit version, which is called Barong Tagalog for men. And we also have the local version of gowns, called which are called Maria Clara and Filipiniana or Terno. So these Barong Tagalog, Maria Clara, and Terno are being worn on weddings and also on during special occasions that are Filipino theme that have Filipino themes. Next, please. So Philippines is predominantly Catholic, so we have Holy Week, which usually happens every last week of March or first week of April. So this picture, the panata, shows men crucified on the cross, not for a show, but more of a religious sacrifice for atoning for their sins. We also have the longest preparation celebration of Christmas, starting from September 1. And then also, Metro Manila, the capital of the Philippines, has the second worst traffic congestion out of the 416 cities surveyed around the world. So Manila has a congestion level of 71%, which means drivers spend an average of 71% extra travel time stuck in traffic. And you know what's fun in the Philippines is probably our love for beauty pageant. It's one of the fun cultural FYI of the Philippines. So we try every year to win the crown of Miss Universe and Miss World. Okay, and then we also have and also other pageants. And lastly, though some Filipinos love our skin color, like myself, so we generally have an obsession on having fair skin. Okay, so we patronize whitening products a lot, especially among women. So the funny part of this trivia is women wanting to have white underarms, which is usually one of the major goals of the whitening process. So that's all for my for language and culture. Yeah, so thank you very much. So it's more fun in the Philippines, right?
Yes, for fun.
Okay.
I hope we were able to introduce the Philippines to you, specifically our history and culture.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Wow. Thank you, Paulo and Katrina, for
Thank you.
the wonderful explanation on the Philippines and its geography, history, everything. And there were a lot of fascinating points for me, such as the fact that you guys call crocodile as buaya, and in
Mhm.
Indonesia as well, it's also called buaya. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually. So I just realized that we had that in common.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm sure, and maybe I'd like to ask my friend Ken, what was fascinating for you in the
Yeah, me
presentation?
too. Some features I would like to re-emphasize were about the government because we have like the same system of a government where we call it here you how do you call it? It's the exact three things in the government. So like the executive, judicative, and legislative, which is translated into English. And also I noted like some unique music instruments that was explained previously by Katrina. It was truly
Yes,
amazing.
I agree. And I'm sure the audience here are as odd as you. Maybe we'll just move on to the question and answer. What about that, Katrina
Okay.
and Paulo? Okay,
Yes,
then.
sure.
So,
We hope we can answer the question. Hmm.
okay. So, to our audiences who have questions and who want to know more about the culture of Philippines, you can email
Well, you also call crocodile buaya, right?
Yes, that's true.
yeah, that's right.
Do you also call your politicians buaya?
Oh, I see. So the corrupt politicians are also like referred as buaya too.
Maybe Chen can answer questions, maybe if you guys are curious. And to our audiences, if you guys are shy, maybe to raise. Oh,
I
I see.
think so.
Okay, so someone just raised their hand.
I think it's Farida. Is it Farida? Yes. Farida.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Farida.
to
Farida.
Fira.
Farida.
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Farida.
Hello, Farida.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Okay,
we can hear you.
okay, thank you. So I have a question regarding Philippines. Um,
Mm-hmm.
is it true that divorce is illegal in Philippines? And how do people in Philippines handle divorce, or if there were domestic violence? Thank you very much.
Sorry, I was not
Okay.
able to get the
So,
exact question.
just to clarify the question, is it true that divorce is not yet allowed in the
To
Philippines?
get the
If I may, Paulo. So, actually, on my knowledge, it's not yet allowed. Yes, we only have legal separation here in the Philippines, and we also have annulment. So our churches here, particularly the Catholic, studied by our lawmakers. So it passed already the First Amendment, and it passed already the Congress rather. So it's going to be passed to a higher office. Okay, so they will be studying about it because they're also weighing the pros and cons, and judges are really against it. And also, another thing, how do people handle domestic violence here? So there are really a lot of cases because of course, a marriage that is not anymore working often suffer that. Okay, and so we have a bill, VAWC or VAWC, we call it like that, and it's very powerful actually. So if women would complain that they were harassed or they were abused by any man, whether that man is her husband or another man that just passed by her. Okay, so any complaints coming from a woman is already that the man, if found guilty, can be charged again violence against women. Okay, so they will be imprisoned. Okay, and we also have a Republic Act against the child abuse. So if ever children would experience domestic violence, we have a local non-government organization here called Bantay Bata 163, which is a lifeline for those who are being abused um, in any form. Okay, so they rescue those that are being abused, and of course, we also have our Department of Social Services and welfare. So and welfare development. So that is our DSWD that work with other non-government organizations on preventing this. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss.
Okay.
Okay, well, I hope that answers your questions.
Yes, I hope
And
so.
for further questions, we hope that it can be answered at a different occasion because we're so sorry that we're running out of time.
Okay.
And thank you for our audiences for the questions and also huge interest in the culture of Philippines. And most importantly, thank you to Paulo and Katrina who shared their culture with us.
Yes, thank you, Paulo and Katrina.
Thank you
Thank
very
you very much. I'm
much.
so honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Okay, so next up, something interesting is coming up. So, obviously, for this next session, our friends from Indonesia won't be strangers to it, and also maybe our friends from Malaysia. But for those from the Philippines, Mexico, or Myanmar, maybe this next session would be something new.
Okay, so It is none other than a culture course on batik tulis. To our instructor, Noor, from the ITS Global Engagement Volunteers, the time is yours.
Okay. Hello. Thank you, Ori and Chen, for the opportunity.
Hi, Noor.
Okay, so hello, nice to meet you all. Thank you for your time and consideration on joining this program. My name is Noor, and same as Ori and Chen, I am from. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, and sorry, my Zoom is a bit laggy. Okay. Okay, so today I will be your speaker for this session as a representative from Indonesia. Okay, so before Katrina and Paulo has told us about the general facts, cultures, and maybe some history about Philippines, but now I'm just going to introduce you a small yet intriguing part of many Indonesian cultures, which is batik tulis or widely known as batik lilin in Indonesia. So before I start my presentation, I would like to say that I acknowledge that there are several countries that have batik too. Some countries have it with different names, and I know that our neighboring country, which is Malaysia, also has batik written as it is. I genuinely respect that fact, and I believe that every country have their own uniqueness and their own way to express the batik culture, including Indonesia. So I hope that we can enjoy today's session just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the presentation. Today's session is about batik tulis, and I even wore it in case some of you didn't notice. So this is batik, the main thing that we will discuss for this session. Okay, before we dig deeper about it, please enjoy this short video.
Cerita lalu kitalah yang menentukan masa depan kita. Warisan leluhur yang menyatukan identitas bangsa. Tuangan pola ekspresi keindahan yang tersirat doa dan perjuangan. Sebuah proses penuh dedikasi, kesabaran, dan ketelitian. Batik bukanlah mengenai pakaian ataupun titik dan garisan, melainkan sebuah acuan akan siapa sebenarnya diri kita yang terus diingatkan. Bentuk identitas untuk dunia yang menunjukkan kreativitas, cinta, dan harapan. Nilai dari batik adalah yang kita sanjungkan. Seuntai pedoman yang kita gunakan. Sebentuk peninggalan yang tak akan terlupakan sebagai sebuah arahan sekelompok pemuda Indonesia dalam mengejar impiannya.
Okay, so that's about the video. From the video that I show you, batik is indeed important for Indonesia. It is high valued and irreplaceable. So let's start to get to know about batik. Next, please. Okay, so in the picture, there is a woman using several accessories adorned with batik. As you can see, the motifs are so variative. Okay, next. Okay, so how does batik really look like? Because as we can see before, batik looks so variative and we don't know how does batik really look like. So the fun fact is batik isn't necessarily associated with fixed kind of motifs. The name batik comes from the word ambatik. In Indonesia, it means a cloth painted with motif and it is done by using lilin. So what is lilin? Lilin basically means wax in Indonesia. So Indonesia has lots of motifs from various places. Originally, some batik motifs are considered to be sacred. As it keeps developing these days, there is also modern batik, which doesn't follow rules of available motifs. So in Indonesia, there is two types of batik, the sacred one and the modern one. Okay, next. And now, how does one apply the lilin for making batik? So before getting to know about the process, let me introduce you the tool. The tool of making batik is canting. As you can see, there is a hole on top of the tool, and there is where the lilin goes or the wax goes, and the tip will let out the wax bit by bit, controlled by the pressure of the artist. Okay, next. Before, we know the tool is called chanting, and now the process is called nyanting. So the difference is just the word in front of it. The tool is called chanting with a C, and the process is nyanting with NY, as you can see in the picture. Next. So the process that you know making batik is called nyanting by using lilin. So in general, batik wax or lilin is made from materials that have waterproof properties such as gondorokum or gundamar. And gondorokum also can be called resin, and it is from damar tree, commonly known as agatis tree. Uh, and there are also many kinds of uh, things that you can use for you making lilin. So as you can see, right now we have three pictures. On the most left, the roasted is also called malam, and then it is melted and called lilin. Once it melted, you can finally apply it to the cloth. Okay, next. So to make it clearer, let's watch a video about making batik. Okay, so that's the video on how you make batik. In conclusion, wax have two functions in making batik. One is, as you saw in the video, one is for blocking the dye from penetrating the cloth, and the other is simply as coloring. Okay, I will review the step-by-step of making batik. Next. Okay, so the first step is sketching the motif using pencil, and the next. Yes, after the malam has been melted, you can apply the malam, lilin, in the process of nyanting. Next, we can dye the cloth. And the next, to remove the wax that have been applied in the nyanting process, we have to soak the cloth in hot water. And then the last and kind of optional step, we can reapply the wax to get more coloring. Okay, next. Okay, so as I said from the very beginning, batik means so much to Indonesia. So we can use batik for so many things. Okay, next. Okay, here we have batik as traditional asset. So Indonesia is a country filled with culture, from traditional dance, traditional ceremonies, traditional events. We have so many kinds of it, and commonly during those events, batik comes to display. Batik can be used or wear as the wardrobe of the dancers and as the decoration of the objects used, and many more. But when we talk about culture, batik is more than important, so therefore it is sacrilegious, so we have to choose the batik carefully based on the events. Okay, next. Okay, before, as a traditional asset, batik is indeed sacrilegious, but it also can be used as fashion. So here, the motif doesn't need to be precise, and we can use batik purely for aesthetic purposes. And I must say that the results are beautiful, as you can see in the models in the picture. Okay, next. Okay, so in Indonesia, we can use batik to look formal during formal occasions. The most common use of batik during formal occasion is when attending a wedding party. But you should know that there is a myth regarding using batik for wedding party. We should not use a certain kind of motif. It is called parang, Parang. The one I'm using right now, this is batik parang. Old folks say that it will bring harm to the married couple, but some people still believe this and respect the tradition. Okay, next. Okay, here we have accessories and sleepwear. If someday you decided to go to Indonesia, especially Central Java province, you will see many kinds of things crafted using batik motif, starting from wallet, bag, bracelet. So here we have even sleepwear. So in high school, I also used to have a batik phone case myself. Okay, next. Source of livelihood. Okay, nowadays, batik is produced digitally and some of the production still use the classic method, since it is still highly valued. The price of the handcrafted batik and printed batik costs are different. Maybe next. Okay, so let's compare. As you can see in the right picture, this is the printed batik. As you can see, that we can make it more easier than the handcrafted ones on the left side of the picture. So the printed ones are easily fabricated and the price are casually cheaper than the handcrafted ones. The handcrafted ones are made thoroughly by the artist, which took months to finish one, but it is worth it, but they are usually pricey. Many artists depend on it as their source of livelihood while still enjoying the honor of preserving batik. Okay, next. this part, you must know that batik has reached great accomplishment in Indonesia. And there are so many kinds of batik motifs spread all around the nation. So I can just show you some of them, but there are so many of them if you want to explore it later. Okay, next, clouds on the sky. So the common colors used are blue, dark red, purple, and dark green. Next. And then we have tujuh rupa Pekalongan, commonly dominated by animals and plants motif. Next. Okay, so we have batik keraton, and at first this motif is made by girls and batik maker which live in keraton era. At that time, only certain kinds of people could use the batik. Okay, next. Okay, so we have several types of batik keraton here. We have Sido Mulyo, Sido Luhur, Sido Mukti, and Sido Asi. So Sido Asi is the mixture of Sido Mukti and Sido Mulyo, Sido Luhur. And maybe you can see the picture to get a better view of the batik. Okay, next maybe. Okay, so here we have batik Solo and Yogyakarta. So in Central Java, there are two cities which have different characteristics of batik. It is Solo and Yogyakarta. So the Solo batik looks darker. It is dominated by black and brown, and Yogyakarta batik looks brighter because it mainly uses white and black. Next. Okay, so this is the one that I talk about that you can use to go to wedding party. But this is my favorite because this batik meaning is quite unique. The motif is interpreted as the work of people battling the bad deed. Okay, maybe next motif. Okay, Wahyu Temurun. This batik is from Yogyakarta, as you can see in the bright features. It is dominated by crown and sometimes bird or chicken is added, as you can see. And additionally, people also like to add sunflowers. Next. Okay, so the last motif, this is batik Betawi. It is used for many kinds of flashy events in Jakarta. The motif, the triangles lined together is called tumpal. And usually batik Betawi doesn't have the people as you can see in the batik. It is kind of modern batik. Okay, next. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for your attention and thank you for the opportunity. And I will give the virtual microphone back to the MC. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Noor, for the course on Batik Tulis. I am really, really happy that this course is included in the Global Unity Fair today because Batik Tulis is truly Indonesia's pride and we get to share it with everyone here.
Yep, me too. Tell me, Ori, how many batik pieces do you have right now?
Well, I have a lot actually. I really love batik and I even designed some batik pieces myself.
Wow, that's great to know. I myself love batik as well. I usually use it for formal events.
Okay, I see. Well, now I think our participants would like to know more about Batik Tulis.
Yep, so for those who would like to know more and have questions on the Batik Tulis course, you may raise your hands and we will call on to you to ask your questions directly. If your microphone is not working well or you're too shy, you may just ask your questions in the chat column.
Yes. So, to our audiences, if you want to know more, maybe our audiences from the Philippines or Mexico, maybe you guys can ask if you guys want to know more about it. So we will. Yes, Paulo, is that you? Did I hear
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So, how can we know that a batik is original and not a cheap counterfeit or a cheap copy of it? Like in terms of price and the texture or quality.
Okay, so thank you, Paulo. Okay, so thank you, Paulo, for the question. I'm sorry, the voice is a bit echoing.
Ah, okay. So, how can you say that a batik is original or genuine?
No, no, I mean my voice, my own voice is echoing. Maybe someone
No, it's not.
can turn on.
It's clear
Oh,
here.
It's fine,
I'm
no.
sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, so I will try to answer Paulo's question about how do we know whether batik is original or not. So, originally, people live in some kind of traditional, traditional environment. So they learn about batik from their parents, and they already know about how batik looks like. And what I meant when I say original batik is that it is made by our own hands. So there is no parameter to tell about if batik is original or not. But uh, there is also specific kinds of material. I myself don't know that clearly, but uh, a good batik have good material, and you can the material is usually like easy to iron. If I'm talking about technical things, it is easy to iron, and the ends of the uh, ends of the cloth is what is it, uh, more more aesthetic and more not not messy, I mean. So and then maybe that's all I know. But usually when we ourselves want to buy original batik, we can tell that whether it is the motif is the block here, and then if it's the same, if it looks exactly the same, then it is not original batik. So it is just printed batik, like that. Maybe that's my answer for your question.
Thank you for answering.
Okay, thank you, Paulo, for your interest and your question, and thank you, Nora, for the answer.
Maybe anyone else would like to ask a question?
Okay, so I think there are none. So since our time is running out as well, maybe we can move on to our next agenda. Thank you very much, Noor, and thank you. A while ago, Paulo already asked a question. Thank you, Noor.
Thank you.
Okay, with that answer from Noor, the session of Particular Scores has come to an end. Thank you to our audiences for the questions and huge interest in the Particular Scores. And of course, thank you to Noor who taught us more about Particular.
Yes, after this, we will have friends to present about the culture of the Golden Land.
What's the Golden Land? Can anyone tell me what country is also known as the Golden Land?
Does anyone know?
I see none of the participants are familiar with it.
Yes, I think so too. Well, let me just tell you the answer. Now we will learn about the culture of Myanmar together with Michael Yon Lee. Hello, Michael.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so the topic that Michael is going to bring is about having a blast at Myanmar.
I wonder what the presentation is going to be all about, Ori.
Well, then, we shouldn't make everyone curious any longer. Let's just get right into it. To Michael, the time is
Okay,
yours.
yeah, thank you. So, Mingalama and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, I am going to talk about Myanmar this evening. And before I do my presentation, I prepared a video for all of you. Okay, enjoy the video. Today, I am going to take you to an enchanting country. Simplicity is beautiful, where nature is extraordinary, where pagodas are plentiful, and where people are helpful, generous, and always wear a smile. Mingalaba and welcome to Myanmar, also known as the Golden Land. Myanmar is the largest country in mainland Southeast Asia with a population of 54 million. It is surrounded by Bangladesh, India, China, Laos, and Thailand. Not a lot of people know, but Myanmar has its fair share of ancient pagodas. The ancient city of Bagan, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has more than 2,000 temples, big and small, that still stand up to this day. The lifestyle is very relaxed and people still follow their traditional ways. The people of Myanmar are mostly Buddhist. They are quite religious and generous. In fact, the Burmese people are one of the most generous in the whole world, according to some studies. Inle Lake is another tourist destination in Myanmar. It is the second largest lake in the country and is well known for its weaving using lotus plant. There is a community of people who build wooden houses on the lake. The fishermen are also known for their unique leg rowing style. Ubain Bridge was built around 1850 and is believed to be the oldest and once longest tapewood bridge in the world. Most of the tourists visit Ubain Bridge in the late afternoon to have a glimpse of the beautiful sunset. Mount Popa is a Buddhist monastery and a temple complex built on a tall volcanic plug. It is near the real Mount So I'm having technical issues here. It,
Hello, Michael?
yeah. Was the video finished? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I think we had some technical issues, including me.
Yeah.
Michael, are you okay now?
I I believe so.
Okay. Okay, then Michael, time is yours.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Michael, and before I start, I am going to warn you that I'm not a Myanmar citizen. Uh, I am originally from the Philippines, but I have lived in Yangon for more than 6 years, and I have traveled to several places within the country. It is my desire to share Myanmar, my second home, to all of you. Okay, Myanmar, also known as Burma, is the second largest country in Southeast Asia. If you look at the map, you can see both Indonesia and Myanmar, and we can say that the easternmost part of Southeast Asia is found in Indonesia, and the westernmost part of Southeast Asia is in Myanmar. Its population is 54 million people, which is comparable to the population of Sumatra, which is around 58 billion people. The capital of Myanmar is Naypyidaw. You probably have never heard of that name before. It is understandable because it is a new city. The government started building it from scratch in 2002, made it a capital in 2005, and finished its construction in 2012. But Yangon still is the heart of the country. Buddhism is a major religion with 88% of the population believing in it. Christianity with 6.2, Islam with 4.3, and Hinduism with 0.5. Burmese is the national language, but around 100 more ethnic languages are spoken as well. Nevertheless, English is still widely spoken in major cities because Myanmar was once a British colony. Okay, next slide, please. So the first question that I'm going to answer is who? Who are the people in Myanmar? Okay, next slide, please. So in Myanmar, traditional clothes are still normally worn every day. Longji is a piece of cloth cylindrical in shape. Longjis worn by male are called paso, while those worn by female are called tamain. It is folded and tied in the waist below the navel for men, and folded and tied in the waist on the side for the women. Okay, next slide, please. So the first time I came here, I was really surprised by the stuff that they put on their faces. It is actually called tanaka. Tanaka is a paste made from ground bark, and it is commonly applied on faces of women and children. They say it keeps your skin cool from the heat of the sun. Okay, next slide, please. Another interesting fact about the Burmese people is their naming system. In fact, the Burmese naming system, especially the Buddhist majority, is very dependent to the fortune tellers. So they are the ones who give auspicious names and base it on which day were you born. So in the table, if you can see, you have Monday to Sunday, and then you have the letters. So example, if you were born on a Saturday, so your name should start with ta, ta, da, and na, in order for you to have a good life. Yeah, I did not even know which day where I was born before I came here. And they also don't have last names. This is one unique feature for the people of Myanmar. They don't have last names. What they use is the titles. So you have the different titles there for kids, for adults, and for older men and women. And I know it is very difficult for them, especially if they don't have last names, right? They would have a lot of the the possibility of having similar names is very high. So in official documents, they usually write their national ID, and they also write their father's name. Okay, next slide, please. So these are the main government recognized ethnicities in Myanmar. The Bama people is the majority, but there are also a lot of other sub-classifications. For example, the women with neck ring that you just saw in the video are from the Padang group of the Kayin nationality. Next, please. Okay, so the next question that I'm going to answer is what? What are we gonna eat? So Burmese cuisine is very unique because it's influenced by 3 countries that surround it: Indian, Chinese, and Thai. So if you ever come to Myanmar, be sure to try their cuisine. So the first photo that I'm going to show you is next slide, please. It's called mohinga. Mohinga is the national breakfast in Myanmar. That's quite a heavy breakfast. And then, but actually, you can eat mohinga any time of the day. Its main ingredients are written there. And what's interesting for me is the banana tree stem. I didn't know that you can use it for cooking. But yeah, try mohinga. It's really good. The next slide is lapet tok. Lapet tok means tea leaf salad. So if the rest of the world only use tea leaves for drinking, people in Myanmar ferment the leaves and make it into salad. How resourceful is that? Ingredients include peanuts, fresh garlic, dried tomatoes, dried shrimp, chili. You can imagine how the different texture of each ingredients and the different taste that it would just explode in your mouth while you eat it, right? And this pickled tea is very unique in this region and is regarded as a national delicacy that plays a significant role in the Burmese society. Next, please. So, like I said, the Burmese cuisine is influenced by all these 3 countries. In fact, these 3 food here is very popular here. Malas Yangguo, which is from China, papaya salad, which is also called somtam in Thailand. And then you have samosa. Samosa is originally from India. Next slide, please. So yeah, the next question that I'm going to answer is where? Where do you go when you come to Myanmar? As a side note, that pagoda that you see right there is located at the heart of downtown Yangon, and it has been standing there for 2,600 years. Just right there, okay. Yeah, next slide, please. So the most important pagoda in the whole of Myanmar is Shwedagon Pagoda. It is located in Yangon. On the top of it stands on the top of a hill 150 meters above sea level. Shwe means gold in Burmese. The Gon is the old name for Yangon. As you can see in the photo, the pagoda seems to have different feel at different times of the day. Yeah, like I said, it's a most sacred Buddhist pagoda in Myanmar. And in fact, it is believed to contain 8 strands of hair from the head of Gautama Buddha, the original Buddha. Okay, and yeah, it is very sacred for the Burmese people that any building within Yangon should not exceed the height of this pagoda. Okay, so if Cambodia has Angkor Wat, Myanmar also has Bagan. Bagan is an ancient city with more than 2,200 temples, pagodas, and monasteries. The pagodas are just everywhere, and all of them were built before 13th century. If you ever visit Bagan, there are several main pagodas that you can go to. You can climb up some of the pagodas to witness the sunrise or sunset. Also in the picture are the Burmese umbrella and the Burmese traditional puppets popular souvenir items in Bagan. Next slide, please. So, yeah, another important pilgrimage site is the Chai Tio Pagoda, located on the top of a mountain. According to legend, the Golden Rock, it's also called the Golden Rock, it is precariously perched on a strand of the Buddha's hair. So the balancing rock seems to defy gravity, as it perpetually appears to be on the verge of rolling down the hill. Next slide, please. Okay, so these are some of the interesting sites that you can see when you go to Mandalay in central Myanmar. So like I mentioned in the video, you have the Ubin Bridge. It is a 1.2 kilometer bridge that was built in the 19th century. Then you have the Shinbyumi Pagoda. This was built in 1816 by a prince of Sagaing and dedicated it to the memory of his first wife, Princess Shinbyumi, who had died in childbirth in the site nearby. And the third picture is the Mandalay Palace. It is the last royal palace of the last Burmese monarchy before the British occupation in the 19th century. Next slide, please. Okay, so from land, let's go to the bodies of water. Inle Lake. Inle Lake is the second largest lake in Myanmar. And it is, the local fishermen are known for practicing a distinct rowing style. And this lake is actually a tourist attraction in itself. The Indian Lake area is also renowned for its weaving industry. A unique fabric from the lotus plant fibers is produced only at Inle Lake and used for weaving special robes for Buddha images. So an interesting place to visit in Inle Lake is the cat village. If you like cats, then you can visit that place. Okay, so Myanmar also has a lot of beaches. It has a little less than 2,000 kilometers of coastline, so you sure do have a lot of beaches there. So what is unique about these are the religious structures people build on rocks of some of the popular beaches. Okay, next slide, please. So the next question is when? When do you come to Myanmar? Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so Tinjan, this is the most popular festival in Myanmar. It is a Burmese New Year. It is a 4 to 5 day celebration culminating in the Burmese New Year. So yeah, it's literally you get dressed, you go out and get wet. If you don't want to get wet, then you better not go out because the people will show no mercy at you. Okay, next slide, please. And then we have two other Buddhist festivals, the Dinjut and Tazaundang. These are all related to lights. The Tazaundang is a celebration to welcome Buddha's descent from heaven. This happens in October. I mean, Tadinjut. Tazaundang is they release balloons to offer the heavens, and this usually happens in November. So you have one festival in October, another festival in November. Okay, next slide, please. Interesting facts about Myanmar. Next slide. So yeah, punya. It's called punya. It's a traditional sort of simulating chewing gum made with asira nut, betel leaves, dried tobacco leaves, and slake lime paste that remains very much in fashion. I know a lot of countries in Southeast Asia has banned this, but it is still an industry here in Myanmar. Next slide, please. And then you have Chinlong. This is a traditional national sports of Myanmar. It is non-competitive with typically 6 people playing together as one team. And I would also like to talk about the banknotes, the Burmese banknotes. It's called Chet. The banknotes currently used were issued in 1987, and that's when the country changed its name from Burma to Myanmar. So if you can see, it's very unique because there's the chinte. Chinte is a lion-like mythical creature, is the one prominent on their banknotes and not the face of people, some people. Next slide, please. Okay, now, so these are the famous people from Myanmar. The first one is Bojok Aung San. He's a Burmese politician and revolutionary, and he is often considered the man who is responsible for bringing about Burma's independence from British rule. Unfortunately, he was assassinated 6 months before the independence in 1947. The woman right there is Do Aung San Suu Kyi, Burmese politician, diplomat, and a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. She is currently the state councillor of Myanmar, and she is the daughter of Bojok Aung San. Then the third one is Aung La En Sang. He is an he's a Burmese-born American mixed martial arts. So if you follow one, you know that he is a light heavyweight world champion. Okay, so to end this presentation, I would like to quote Rudyard Kipling by saying, "This is Burma or Myanmar, and it will be quite unlike any land you know about." Thank you and good evening.
Thank you very much, Michael, for sharing with us the culture of Myanmar. Thank you, Michael. So, Jen, what stood out to you?
For me, it was about the specific handwriting of Myanmar. It really looks like traditional Javanese in Indonesia. So we call it Hono Chokoko. And the letters like the shape is really alike.
Circle.
Yes, the circles.
Mhm.
Yes, that's true. But actually, for me, I never really studied the culture of Myanmar before. And with Michael's presentation, I think Myanmar just became one of the countries I would like to visit in the future because
Please do.
I didn't really expect it to be like so beautiful and magnificent like that.
It is. It's a very underrated country.
Yes, now I've just realized it, Michael. Thank you for sharing that one.
I see. And I think our participants also want to know a lot more about what was presented. So I invite everyone here present to give your questions to Michael, all about the
And
culture of Myanmar. Yes, Michael?
yeah, and I hope I can answer them. I'll try my best to answer.
Okay, I see.
Yes, of course. So, to our audiences here, if you would like to know more about Myanmar or if you have any questions for Michael, maybe you can raise your hand and we will call you to give your question. Or maybe if you're shy, you can send your questions through the chat room. Okay, anyone would like to ask questions? Maybe while we wait for the participants to ask, maybe I would like to ask Michael. Michael, from all the cuisines the dishes you presented earlier, what was your favorite? I think I like the big breakfast one. I think it looks really good. I forgot what
Yeah,
it's
it is
called.
good. And mohinga.
Yeah, that's true.
It's called mohinga. Yeah. Well, I think for me, my favorite would be malasyangko. But
Uh,
I love all those food, but I like the Chinese influence Burmese.
yeah, that's true. I love Chinese as well. That's why I'm really intrigued since you said Myanmar's cuisine is like a mixture of three countries, right?
It is, yeah.
Mm, okay. Hmm. Maybe before I start asking more questions, maybe I'll give some time for the audiences to ask their questions.
So if they're gonna ask about a direct flight from Jakarta to Yangon, There is none.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
I believe there's one from KL. Because
Oh,
the last time I went to Indonesia, I had to go to KL first.
oh, I see.
Okay, okay. So you have to transit then, right? That's what you call it.
Yeah.
I see, I see. Okay. Okay. Okay, so someone actually messaged me, but it's through private chat. Her name is Aulia, and her question is about the festivities. I think she said she saw the one with the waters,
Uh-huh.
the spraying of waters.
It's also called Water
I
Festival.
think she wanted.
Yeah, and sorry.
Yeah. She said, "Can you tell us more about the water festival you presented?"
Okay, so Water Festival runs from 4 to 5 days, depending on the year. And then the first 3 days you can throw water to anyone basically. Uh, it has a religious significance because it would mean that you're washing off the bad things from those from the other people.
Oh, I see.
But on the last day, which is the actual New Year's Day, you can you cannot throw you cannot throw water anymore. So yeah, it stopped a day before the New Year. So when is the
Okay.
best time to visit Myanmar? I'd say around December to February because it's cooler. It's cooler here.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. And oh, someone asked that,
Welcome.
right? Yes. Thank you, Eldin, for the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're so sorry that we have time limitation, and maybe that is it for the question and answer session about the culture on Myanmar. Thank you to our audiences for the questions and of course huge interest. Thank you as well to Michael for letting us explore the culture of Myanmar with you. It was really such a pleasure.
My pleasure as well.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. We really had a good time.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
And now we have arrived at the last culture course for today. Did you guys remember what country it is? Maybe if anyone remembered what we mentioned during the earlier of the program.
Well, I think I remember. It's Bangladesh. Well, since everyone is ready, we should just invite our next speaker, Tasbil Hossain, to share on the topic of enjoy festivals and experience lifestyle at Bangladesh.
Hello, Tasbil. Can you hear me?
Hello, are
Hi.
you hear me?
Hi,
Yeah.
Tasbil.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. What about you? And what about you guys?
We're
I'm
good.
good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready, Tasbil, to share with
Yeah,
us today?
completely. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Without further ado, Tasbil, time is yours.
Okay. So I'm hearing as one of echo. So can you? Okay, it's clear now. It's clear now. Okay. So hi, this is me myself Tajul Hussain. Today I'm going to introduce my country. As I introduce my country is beautiful Bangladesh. Can you move the slide? Okay, so before I said the whole of the presentation, I would like to introduce myself. This is Tasbil Hussain. Currently, I'm studying in tourism and hospitality management in Daffodil International University, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Move on, please. So here I am talking about some short preview about my country, Bangladesh. The name of country is People's Republic of Bangladesh. The Prime Minister is Sheikh Hasina. You can see the lady on the below. So she is the our Prime Minister for the third time. And what I want to mention that Bangladesh is a democratical country. So he won for the third time, and he is running the country successfully. And the president is Abdul Hamid Khan. You see the guy from the right side. And the currency of Bangladesh is Taka. Capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka. The language is Bengali, and the national anthem is Amar Sonar Bangla, which means my golden Bengal. And it's written by Rabindranath Tagore. And the population of Bangladesh is 170.3 million from the estimated 2021. And the total area of Bangladesh is 148,046 kilometer square, and it was before 147. So recently it increases and it got some area from the Bay of Bengal. Move on, please. So the first thing is I want to talk about is Bangladesh is liberation war. Basically, the Bangladesh is now a independence country, and we are celebrating our almost 50 victory. So recently we have passed our victory day. It was in 16 December. So basically, we are in under of in Pakistan. And what we actually known about, like we are as a West Pakistan. And now the current Pakistan is the East Pakistan. So the another thing is we are celebrating our Independence Day on 26th month. And on March 26 on 1971, the Pakistani forces arrested Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who is the father of nation. On the same day, he signed an official declaration for the independence of Bangladesh. M.A. Hannan, an Awami League leader, is said to have been the first person to read and announce the declaration of independence over the radio. So on 5th March on 1971, M.A. Hannan was announced the Bengali people to ready for war and attack for the repeat of Pakistani army. Next slide, please. Hello. Please move on. Okay, so the best part for Bangladesh is the slide before, language movement. Okay, correct, perfect. So language movement is one of our one of our core issue to get our independence. The students of University of Dhaka and other political activities defied the law and organized a protest on 21st February 1952. And the movement reached its climax when police killed students demonstrators on that day. In Bangladesh, 21st February is observed as Language Movement Day, a national holiday. The Shahid Minar monument was constructed near Dhaka Medical College in memory of the movement and its victim. In 1999, UNESCO declared 21st February as a International Mother Language Day in tribute to language movement and the ethno-linguistic rights of people around the world. You are seeing the picture of the left from the first is there is five people. There is five men who sacrificed their lives for Bengali language. Actually, Bangladesh is the first country who sacrificed their lives for their mother tongue. I mean, for their language. Move on, please. So here you can see the see our father of nation. The father of nation is Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. On March 7, he declared he gathered a public gather in Sohrabdi Uddan to hear updates on the ongoing movement from Sheikh Mujib. So on that movement, he actually inspired people, Bangladeshi people, to ready for the war, and we don't want we don't want to under of West Pakistan. So he decided to and he decided to get a war, and we want our freedom. And on that gather, he has phrase that এবারের সংগ্রাম আমাদের মুক্তির সংগ্রাম, এবারের সংগ্রাম আমাদের স্বাধীনতার সংগ্রাম. In English, what it say is our struggle this time is a struggle for our freedom. Our struggle this time is a struggle for our independence. Move on, please. So here I want to mention some our famous person in Bangladesh. The first one is Kazi Nazrul Islam, who is our national poet. Move on. He is a Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is also very popular in our subcontinent, like Bangladesh, Pakistan, and the other countries. And he is also our poet. Next. Joinul Abedin. Joinul Abedin is a very good and international painter from Bangladesh. Next. He is Fazle Abed. So he is the owner of BRAC, which is a international organization from Bangladesh, and he is the co-owner. He is the founder and the owner of BRAC. Next. So he is Shah Abdul Karim. He is known. He is known in Bangladesh. He is the king of our folk songs. Next. I think you guys also know him. He is none other than Mr. Dr. Yunus Khan. He got the Nobel Prize in Peace, and he is from also Bangladesh. Next. Well, who the people love the cricket, and you definitely know him. He is none other than Shakib Al Hasan. He is the Bangladeshi. He is the fast all-rounder in global rank, and he is from Bangladesh national cricket team. Next. uh you guys are every day using YouTube, so you guys also must have know who is he. He is Javed Karim. He is also Bangladeshi. He is a co-owner of YouTube. Next. He is Sadad Rahman. Sadad Rahman recently got the Nobel Prize for the youth category, and he got the Nobel Prize for the peace for children, and he made a app of which actually provide some provide to our kids for the safe internet. Next. And he is Salman Khan. Salman Khan is a owner of Khan Academy. Khan Academy is American a very popular e-learning platform. Move on, please. So here I am going to talk about Bangladeshi culture. There's Bangladesh is a heritage of culture in rich. So I want to mention the music, lifestyle, festives, and religion. Move on. The music of Bangladesh. So here are some genres: folk songs, baul songs, Nozrul Giti, Rabindra Sangit, and the Lalon Giti. So these are the songs actually origined by Bangladesh, and the Shah Abdul Karim is the, as I mentioned, that he is the king of our folk songs, and Hasan Raza and the Lalon Fakir also created a lot of folk songs from Bangladesh, and Rabindra Sangit is also written and composed by Rabindranath Tagore, and lastly Nazrul Giti is also written and composed by Kazi Nazrul Islam. As I mentioned, that Kazi Nazrul Islam is our national poet. Move on. So here is some festives from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a Muslim country in by number of our population. So here, the Eid al Fitr, Eid al Adha is a our very common festive, and we almost every people are here celebrate this religion program. And the Pahela Boishak, then the Pahela Boishak is actually the Bengali Happy New Year. So in Pahela Boishak, we just forgot about our religion, about our culture, about our classes and everything. We all of the Bangladeshi people, we used to celebrate the Pahela Boishak. Then language day, as I mentioned that from the language movement, language day it came. And the Durga Puja, it's also a religious program by religious celebration or festives, you can say, from Hindu people. And the Navannu Utsav is agricultural, and for the farmers who are actually bring their new rices from the field, and that day they are celebrating this Navannu Utsav. Next. So lifestyle of Bangladeshi people. First, I want to mention about the cuisines. So hilsa is our national fish. So hilsa is like for us is like golden, gold or golden. So the curry of the hilsa fish is very favored for every Bangladeshi people. And then I want to mention that our kachi. So kachi is making of a meat of goat, and it's also have rice. So it's also favorite and popular dishes nowadays in Bangladesh. And nextly the pithas. So pithas is a Bengali cultural food, and almost 90% people, they really loved it, and they really love it, and also they also have it. And then I want to talk about the clothes. So in Bangladesh, men are wearing the lungis and the Punjabis. As you can see the a picture from right, here is the guy is wearing the lungi, and the Punjabi is the black one. And then for the women, they are using shari and the salwar kameez for traditional clothes. Move on. So let's talk about our religion in Bangladesh. Bangladesh have a population of 170.3 million, as I mentioned that 2021 estimation. About 87.22% of the Bangladeshis are Muslim, followed by Hindus, largest minority. Uh, and then it's 11.74%. Then Buddhists are 0.6%, and Christians are 0.4%, and others is 0.4%. Also there is also tribal peoples also here. A lot of tribal people are here. So yeah, move on. So the best part is Bangladesh is literally rich in tourism. So if you want to come in Bangladesh, you must have some idea about this. So firstly, what I want to mention that Cox's Bazar is the largest sea beach in all over the world. Secondly, the Saint Martin is a Iceland in Bangladesh, and the Sajik Valley. Sajik Valley is literally very good places from Bangladesh. You can see the clouds from out of from the mountain. And second and fourthly, Kuakata Beach. So Kuakata Beach is also like a Cox's Bazar, but it's not like Uti, and it's not like longest sea beach. So but you also may visit there. And the Ratargul Swamp Forest is in Sylhet, which is a region of Bangladesh. It's actually a forest where you guys find great peace. And next is Sundarban is the world's largest and first mangrove, only one mangrove forest. So in Sundarban, you guys also find some new animals and a lot of trees about which you didn't have any experience with those. And next, Nilgiri. Nilgiri is also like a Sajik Valley, as I mentioned, that you can find the clouds, like you can touch also the clouds from the mountain, or up to the mountain. And next is Asan Manzil. Asan Manzil is a traditional house from the king. Well, Bangladesh is also under a British. So it was it is before like 100 years. So at that time there was a king who made this Asan Manzil. Lastly, what I want to mention that here I please back to the slide. Yeah. So lastly, what I want to mention that if you want to really know about know more about our tourism, you guys may search from the YouTube Dihan Chaudhary, and you guys visit from the YouTube channel and get some more places. So move on. So before I end, I want to mention that two things. That is Royal Bengal tiger, which is our national animal, and the bird is magpie, which is known in Bangladesh is Doel Pakhi, which is also our national bird. So yeah. And another thing I want to mention that you never find the Royal Bengal tiger is anywhere without Sundarban. So if you want to see the Royal Bengal tiger, you definitely have to come in Bangladesh, or you must have to visit Sundarban. Next, move on, please. So here I want to teach you or learn you some Bengali stuffs. So if you want, someone is interested to help me out with this, I can that would be good for me. So who are interested for this segment, like I want some help. Anyone there?
Hi, Tasbil.
Yeah.
I see. Maybe that's enough for my personal diary to travel. There's another one
Yeah,
who
you are
would like
very
to ask
welcome
you.
for Travel Bangladesh.
Wow, thank you, Dasville. Okay, Oric, will you help
Someone is
to read
asked me.
the question from Nabila?
Okay, Tasbil. So this is going to be the last question. It's from Nabila. She asked, "Hi, I would like to ask, can you tell me more about female famous people from Bangladesh? Do you know any female figures from Bangladesh?"
From Bangladesh, as I mentioned, that our prime minister is a female, and he is a female prime minister in Bangladesh. And our opposite prime minister, like who is in the past. So she was also our female prime minister. And another one is Washika Nazneen, who is completing almost 40 to 50 countries, and he traveled. And also there is a woman, I forget her name. He also traveled in Everest. So yeah, I think I have answered. And yeah, Nabila, if you knock me in WhatsApp, I can mention more from our country.
Okay, thank you, Tasbil, for the answer. And Nabila said, thank you very much for your answer, Tasbil.
Very, very welcome.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
A big
And
thank you
since,
to Tasfiel for
Yeah,
sharing
thank
and
you so
letting us
much.
explore the culture of Bangladesh. Thank you as well to our audiences for showing us your great interest.
Thank you so much, and
okay,
it's really a pleasure to me.
thank you,
Okay, it
Tasbil. Thank
was
you so
really a
much.
pleasure for us too.
Yes, but sadly, Bangladesh was the last culture course for today.
Yes, that's right. But don't worry, for those who registered for day 2 as well, which is tomorrow, first culture courses for you.
Yes, and on behalf of ITA's global engagement, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to our participants of the Global Unity Fair. This event would be nothing without all of you, and we are truly, truly honored to be able to share the world.
Most importantly, thank you very much to our speakers of today, Paulo and Katrina from the Philippines, Noor, who taught us about batik tulis, Michael from Myanmar, and last but definitely not the least, Tasbil Hussain from Bangladesh. Thank you very much. We truly had a blast exploring diverse cultures together with you.
Yes, that's right. Now I want to invite everyone in the Zoom room, all audiences and speakers, to turn on your cameras for a group photo together. Come on, guys, please turn on your cameras so that I can see your faces and we can take the group picture. Okay, is everyone ready? Come on, guys. Okay, we will wait a few seconds so that our friends can all turn on their cameras and we can proceed with the group photo. Okay. Okay, I think everyone is ready. Okay, so my friend Hasna will do the countdown for the group photo. Hasna?
Okay, get ready, guys. Don't chat first because it. Okay, first page. Okay, second page. Cheese. Third page. Fourth page. Okay, done. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, Hasna, for the group photo.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you, guys, for taking a picture with us. The Masters of Ceremony today would like to apologize on behalf of ITA's global engagement for any wrongdoings throughout the proceedings of Global Unity Fair.
To further improve and provide a good quality event, please fill in the feedback form through the link in the chat. Also, don't miss out an attendance form earlier today because you need to fill in both the attendance and feedback forms in order to be able to claim your stamp for it for ITS students or e-certificate for non-ITS students. Well, it's not a goodbye, but it's a
Yes,
see you
thank
soon.
you, Chen, for the information. Okay, guys. So, just like what Chen said, it's not a goodbye, but it's a see you soon. Let's travel around the world with us. Ready, steady, fly. Bye, guys. Thank you, everyone.
See
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
See you.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.